Hello, welcome to another episode of Playing Telephone. I'm Scarlett Sanchez.
I'm Dennis Kluba.
How are we?
I'm good. I was in town this weekend. You're the one that was coming off of a traveling trip. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Yeah. Well, I was telling you I had a atrocious nightmare last night. So I'm running on low fumes because that led me to, I know I sound like a baby, but it was a little bit terrifying, but I'm here.
I don't think that makes you a baby. I think that makes you normal.
Oh, okay.
But at the same time, a 10 p.m. nightmare, I can't believe that you couldn't fall back asleep. That's a little alarming.
Well, I also go to bed at like 7 p.m.
Okay, so maybe you were 3 hours in already.
Yeah.
It's a little bit more fair.
But yeah, I got back from Nashville on Sunday.
Yeah.
Nashville was great.
Did you get in late? What time did you get in? I don't remember.
It wasn't too bad. I mean, 7.
Right.
Didn't come till 8. And I had work the next day at 4 a.m., but...
Traveling things.
Life's good.
Influencer things.
That's good.
How
about you?
It was good. I had a normal weekend. I had a very chill weekend. Run of the mill. No accidents, no scooter accidents, nothing. Goodness. I know. I don't know if this face can take much more. God bless. But we did have a prediction from last weekend.
Yes, we made our bet.
Ultimately, I don't think any of our bets came true.
Not for this week.
No.
Not for this week. Yeah, because last week our bet was all about Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce.
Right.
The couple of the month.
Moment. Yeah, exactly. Of right now.
Couple of the year. Mm-hmm. Honestly, people will probably say that they're the couple of the year just because of this one spike of moment.
If it lasts through the holidays, it'll be big. Mm-hmm. I'm saying like that will solidify couple of the year.
Okay. All right.
Because the holidays,
here's another bet.
The holidays are everything.
I know.
You know what I'm saying?
Halloween costumes are everything. All of those sold out, obviously. Like that's the easiest thing. You don't even need to buy the costume. Wear a costume that everybody's been wearing to her concerts, eras.
Travis
get
Kelce
his jersey.
Vomit.
Are there
a lot of people doing that?
Oh yeah. I mean, they're sold out on every website.
That's so vomit.
I'm gonna crack up when you're Travis Kelce for Halloween.
I would never be that.
Do you do Halloween?
Yeah, don't you remember last year?
Oh, yeah.
I was with you on Halloween.
You wore the same thing every day, though, but with the different theme.
What am I supposed to do? I'm not buying 4 costumes for the whole weekend.
I know.
I'm not just balling out every night.
I know people who just like drop a lot of cash. Props to you guys. But
couldn't be me.
I'm not doing it.
Couldn't be me. I'm shopping for versatility, for longevity.
At least you're one piece. Like you can, it's like a bridesmaid dress. Like I'm going to do it for Halloween and you can rewear it at any point in time.
Overalls are timeless.
White overalls.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Painter. Lumberjack.
I know. Oh my God. We're already in October for this.
No, I know. It's like 2 weeks away.
Okay. Got to get planning.
Regardless, if you didn't notice from Travis and Taylor, the couple of the moment was we said last week that he was playing in Minnesota versus the Minnesota Vikings. We both bet. Scarlett said that she would be at the game, but she wouldn't do anything for his birthday. I said that she would not be at the game, but she would do something for his birthday. It turns out neither of those things happened, right?
Neither of those things happened.
I know.
Yeah.
Disappointing, Taylor.
A little bit disappointing. She wasn't at the game, like you said. And now everyone's kind of calling this Taylor Swift curse because Travis got injured.
Right.
But then was it really that bad? He ended up scoring a touchdown later in the game.
No, he's fine.
So
this is classic. I mean, you're playing football. You're going to get injured, and then come back. And 1 week you won't play. Next week you will. I don't think we need to blame Taylor just yet on the success of his career.
This isn't the Kendall Jenner curse.
No, that one's not good. But don't you remember a long time back, who had a bad curse was
right, Kendall?
Not Nick. Yeah, the Kardashians have a bad curse, but it was whoever was dating Tony Romo, which is Jessica Simpson. Jessica Simpson had a bad curse too, where Tony Romo could never win for the Cowboys, and she was dating him. Tough. I don't think this will be one of those situations. But nobody was around at the game. In other news, though, Donna, who was notoriously in the booth with Taylor at the Chiefs game, and then I get she was at the game.
I feel like she's at a lot of his games, if not all.
Yeah.
Donna's the #1 supporter of her sons.
As their mom.
Yeah.
Cute. Yeah, I think so. But she went on the Today Show.
Yes, she did. Yeah. And she was asked about the relationship with Taylor. And I mean, I feel like the main part of it was just the question, well, what'd you think of her? How do you like her? And she didn't have much to say.
Exactly. It was.
It's okay. She said.
Yeah, she said, how was she? She's okay. Mm-hmm. What was your take on that?
My first take was like, ooh, she did not like her.
Right.
That was my first point of view. Because honestly, even in the videos, they don't seem like they're that buddy. When Travis, I don't know if he scored something, did something great, okay? Right. And everybody's jumping up in the booth.
Right.
I would turn to the mom and be like, that's your son. No, instead she turns to the left to his friend. And I just feel like that maybe could have been a good moment to connect those two. I don't know. It just didn't seem like they were buddy like you said.
I think it was wild that whole segment that I watched turned into more of a plug for her Kind bars that she has done a brand deal with. It was like, they're just better for you. Almonds, they're Donna's purse. I'm like, okay.
I mean, hey, if Taylor's cashing in, she might as well too.
I guess, but I'm like, take it easy on the brand deals, Mama Kelsey. God
no, take advantage of that.
No.
Keep it going, Mama.
Keep
it going. But I guess another theory though could be now Travis even said, I feel like the NFL is leaning too much into this. Maybe Taylor's like, okay, I did my big outing with you. People know we're together. I'm done now. I'm going to go back to my usual privacy. And maybe Donna got that tip too and was like, okay, I'll be pretty chill about it. Still think she could have said, she was lovely or she's nice. Mm-hmm. She didn't really give us anything to work with, but that's kind of Taylor Swift marketing right there.
I was going to say too, the whole thing about her saying she's okay, she kind of mentioned throughout that interview too that she likes to not give her sons advice on their love life, kind of stay out of it, just be more reserved or private. Yeah. And so I was wondering if that was her attempt at being very hands off, like hey,
neutral. Let me have Travis make his own decision.
Exactly. Or nice. Almost like words from whoever talked to her before from a PR perspective of just don't say that you love her. Don't say that you hate her. Just be very neutral.
Right.
And maybe I think that's a theory that's definitely plausible, but you're right. If I did enjoy that person's company, I think I would have been a little bit more complimentary.
A little bit, right?
Yeah.
You could have thrown her a bit of a bone.
Yeah.
Is that the phrase? Yeah.
Throw her a bone.
Throw her a bone.
As if Taylor needs.
I was just going to say, Taylor's dying for a compliment, but I would be dying for my man's mom's compliment.
Approval.
Especially when he's so close with her, and that's a very important relationship, as he stated.
Yeah, he loves his mom.
Be someone like his mama.
Oh my gosh. But then she starts her tour November 9th.
Yeah.
My question for that is, I guess throughout this time, when you're talking about an international tour, she's done so much prep for this Eras tour in the United States. Mm-hmm. I guess is it wrong to think that she'd be practicing, rehearsing?
She probably has meetings, I would think. Some sort of, she has rehearsed for the whole past year.
That's what I was saying. Do you need to rehearse anymore?
There might be some coordinating and different things like that. Yeah. But this is definitely the time where she has free time.
Yeah.
And he's busy though.
Yeah.
Too. So these hectic schedules might be coming into play eventually.
You mentioned briefly that Travis had said that the NFL might be playing this up a little bit too much. Uh-huh. Is there any part of you that is in a conspiracy theory world of the NFL and Taylor manufactured this to boost for a little bit?
I just think they're both smart business people, and I think they leaned into it when they had that moment. Right. I don't think it was orchestrated, though.
Right.
I don't think the NFL needed that. They have their NFL fans. They have their loyalty already. They just had a huge pop culture moment where they were able to intertwine it like we talked about, and I think it worked for both of them. I
personally think that with this European tour coming up, I don't know what we'll see again, but there's a part of me that if this just fades out, that wouldn't be unbelievable for me either. No, I don't think so. It was definitely hyped up a lot right now. Yeah. But it was 2 games though. I know. It was so short, which is why I still think they're dating, and I think they're just being more private now. I think they had their big moment, and now it's time to really get to know each other more and see if this is going to be something that could be long lasting. I like that. Yeah. I like that. Sweet. But like you were saying, so part of the bet was the game. The other part of the bet was his birthday. His birthday was last Thursday. Yeah. According to sources, he wanted to have a chill night on Thursday, so he didn't do anything. But those Swifties tracking her jet apparently
she flew into Kansas City on Friday. So maybe she celebrated a little bit of time on Friday and then flew back out Saturday, is what her jet tracker said.
Here's my, spending time with the people you love. I love it. Man, I lived in Kansas City for like a year. If you're always going to KC, that's a tough
one.
Yeah, all the time. Think about every weekend.
Why do you think she was there? Friday, flew out Saturday.
It's so weird.
I don't need to be there any longer. Also, this is Missouri, though. We can't shit.
KC, we
That's
love
our
you.
place.
No, I didn't say that I dislike it. I'm just saying that as a person like Taylor, gotta get.
But you can jet out there tomorrow.
KC.
I mean, that's the flexibility of
private jet life.
We've said it again and again.
Which, speaking of that, as part of this, our old friend, did you see the criticism she got?
Which one?
Taylor got?
No, what?
Olivia Wilde put up a thing that said on her Instagram story, I think, which was like a tweet or something that was about, I wish that I was dating a climate scientist or something, or I wish Taylor was dating a climate scientist instead of an NFL player, because she was basically throwing a little bit of a jab at Taylor flying private back Olivia. And forth.
Jealousy.
Stay in your lane.
Listen, all for climate, you should probably be more aware of the environment, but these people aren't doing that. And Taylor's not going to. I don't know how much, we don't know exactly how much she's going on her jet all the time. Granted, she's got a new boo, so she's going to make the trip here and there. I don't know.
My thing was what
Go
somebody
after
else,
the Kardashians, though.
Somebody else said too is you dated Harry Styles.
I'm sure she's been in a private jet.
He's flying private everywhere.
Yeah. It's just hypocritical. I feel like sometimes people just attack one person in the moment, and it's, where is this coming from? Go after the entire mass of people. All of your friends, probably.
Olivia Wilde cannot read the room for anything. Ever since that whole thing happened, anything she does on social is like, what are you doing?
I know.
Also, never pick a fight with the Swifties.
Is she not the new Emrata for me? I just feel like she's saying these random comments that don't really have much basis sometimes, just to be in the news again, because Harry had her so much in the news. Obviously, Jason Sudeikis divorced too, but I don't know.
That was such a bad take.
That was a terrible divorce, but it was cool to see them stand together against the nanny.
Right. He's like, I did not put myself under that car.
I know. She's like, this is too much dirty laundry getting aired out.
That is Harry's. That's my salad dressing. On top of all of this stuff going on with Taylor, her good friend, Sophie Turner,
still living at her house,
and her teenage ex, Joe Jonas, from her teenage years.
Does it get any better than that?
Is there any, we mentioned this before about her having exes from when you're kids. That's a little bit different than having recent exes.
Yeah.
Is there any bizarreness, weirdness to this 10 years later that Joe is picking up his children or dropping his children off, whatever, at Taylor's house, who he used to whatever date 10 years ago, and now he's getting divorced and I
think maybe once you've gone through a marriage, you've had kids, all those exes kind of don't really matter. Right. Once you get married, or once you have your forever partner,
the only ex that matters is the one you just divorced. Right. My most recent wife.
I mean, if you were you're in a committed relationship, you've been with this person for years, whatever, you don't have to be married, but this is your life partner. Are you thinking and dwelling about your past all the time and thinking about your ex all the time? If I just had my ex on my mind all the time, I might as well be with that ex. You know what I'm saying? No.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
I still think it's a little bit weird.
Yeah.
But they were really young, and I also feel like if you have sex with the person, though, it makes it different. Things. So maybe they didn't go that far. I feel like it was just a little 1-2 month thing, kissy, and that was it.
Right. That was Camp Rock.
They were so young. Yeah.
I just think that there has to be part of him that's what in the hell is going on in my life?
And I also think that Taylor and him have become friends after the fact.
Yeah.
Joe and Sophie have listened to her music, praised her online and everything. So I feel like it's all water under the bridge. Obviously that breakup. Oh, maybe the breakup's not okay because she's clearly taking Sophie's side in all this.
That's what I was going to say. Wouldn't part of me, it's kind of like when you do go through a divorce. I've never gone through one, so chime in the comments if you've been in it. But like the best friend, the person that your ex is siding with their best friend, I feel like that's a little bit of an icy relationship too, because she's taking Sophie's side. Taylor is. Oh yeah. So when Joe drops him off, it's like, I didn't hate you before, but I hate you now.
Ooh, or is this a mutual person that they both respect? So he feels safe dropping his kids off there.
I could see that too.
You know, because I feel like Taylor is a good person. He clearly respects her in some way, not because of the dating thing, but through the years, how they've developed a relationship. Friendship. Remember, she got them a gift for their wedding and all of that. So maybe it is a point of safety for both of them when they were going through this nasty divorce. And now this is a person that we can kind of confide in. We trust. Everything's okay.
In New York.
Yeah. In New York. Right. I feel like we should talk a little bit about...
Let's just do the quick update.
Yeah. Because Joe and Sophie have been going through the divorce. He filed early September is when he filed for divorce. We've been speculating really what it was. We haven't gotten much answers on that, which do we ever really fully? Sometimes.
She said something in the Ring camera.
Something in that Ring camera.
It really was the last straw.
But they finally agreed. The biggest issue, though, because they had a prenup and everything, their biggest debate is where are these kids going to be? How we're going to do the custody. So they were doing mediation all last week for about 4 days. Apparently it was very productive because they got it done fairly quickly and they came to a temporary agreement, I guess you could say, because it only is decided the days up until early of next year. So kind of right after the holidays. Yes. What you mean? Yeah. Okay. And it's like kind of switching off like every 12 days. So the kids will be with Sophie and then they'll be with Joe and they split the holidays up and everything. So it's like a very equal thing. And they're able to travel though anywhere within the States or overseas too if she wants to go to UK. So there's a lot of flexibility with it.
That's probably for the best.
I think so. But yeah, they got messy there for a while because she was suing him and all of that. But it seems like they've come to terms on a lot of it.
It still feels tough. Those kids are so young.
Yeah, they're young.
12 days on, 12 days off. Those nannies.
But we're seeing them so much spending time with the kids. So
rekindle
them?
I don't know.
No, I don't think there's any rekindling between Joe and Sophie.
How does that just so quickly? I don't know. It must have been like a year in the making.
I feel like, it was a long time coming. Ever since they had their second child.
Yeah. Game of Thrones.
Which we finally know her name is Delphine. Well, we knew that. Have we talked about it?
No, I don't think so.
I don't think we've talked about it.
We always discuss her as nameless, the one who must not be named.
Yeah. Well, in the court docs, through all of this divorce, obviously people dug and ended up finding
Delphine
and Willa.
I'm glad that they got it settled to a certain degree, at least through the holidays.
It still feels like there's a lot of work to be done, though.
It does. I'm trying to be optimistic.
12, like 2 weeks, 2 weeks. I guess that is possible, though.
I don't know. I'm not a child of divorce.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
I just feel like it's easier whenever you're at least in the same city. Because going from the UK to New York or a different state, I feel like that's a lot.
Going from New York to KC, a lot.
It is a lot. It's taxing just going out of town these weekend trips for me.
On the climate too? God.
Yeah. Why is Olivia calling them out? See what I mean?
So hypocritical. Okay. Speaking of couples that are on the outs that didn't make it work, on the flip side, couples that are potentially rumored to be together.
They're looking together.
We're feeling a lot of, are they together? Are they not together? Hard to really know, but Bradley Cooper and Gigi Hadid have been seen multiple times in the past week in and outside of New York, right?
Yeah.
Where were they coming back from? They had dinner the one night that they were seen, but then they were coming back from
a weekend trip, a weekend getaway out of the city, and then they're driving in their Mercedes G-Wagon back.
Right.
And okay, first of all, though, the first photograph on Thursday night when they had dinner in New York, it's weird because the paparazzi photo, Bradley is like 10 steps ahead of Gigi. You know? nobody can tell we're together if we just keep our arm's length.
Yeah, that's a classic.
Exactly.
trick.
It's a classic leave 5 minutes apart from each other out of the same dinner place or same restaurant.
Yeah.
But anyway, so that was their first little sighting, but couldn't really tell if they were together or not. And then they had this weekend getaway trip because they drove back into the city and Bradley's driving, Gigi's sitting shotgun.
Riding shotgun.
And they're pulling bags out of the trunk, but also separately.
Same trunk though.
Same.
You know what I mean? I don't know what the protocol is for celebrities, right?
Okay.
But the weekend trip, is that not a couple steps ahead of isn't it let's grab dinner, let's get coffee, let's, go to a baseball, I don't know, like a different date. And then weekend trip comes like 3 months in, maybe.
You need to step up your game, Dennis.
Man, I mean, 3 weeks in, weekend trip seems like a big bet.
Get it together.
That's like 72 hours
No,
with
this is
somebody.
what we're expecting now. No, I'm just kidding.
Same
No, it
room?
is. But I feel like they all kind of semi know each other. So it's, I don't know if you're talking about safety or if you're just talking about whining and dining a little bit more, right?
Yeah, I'm
It's
not
just-
worried about safety. I'm wine and dining. I'm not worried about that.
Anyway, so no, I feel like maybe they run around the same circles a little bit. So they know each other. So the one dinner and maybe they've had a few other outings that we just don't know about too.
Well, I think too, if you're a celebrity, you have to get out of the city in order to really
Have that.
get away from, kind of get to know each other. Right?
Yeah, I guess.
That's for me. Like when I'm trying to meet somebody new, like I got to get out of the city because just paparazzi everywhere.
paparazzi everywhere, just tracking us. That's why we have to stay, arm's length.
I know.
But
Also, I was just going to say, Bradley Cooper, we just saw him recently.
I know.
Well, he was recently dating, you said here, political staffer Huma Abedin.
Yeah.
But then we even talked about this earlier in the summer,
Yeah.
the steamy photo shoots with Arena Shayk after she had been seen with Tom Brady. We have said this all summer, but it's like, this has been a weird summer, weird fall of like getting divorced.
Short-lived flings.
And way more flings than I have ever seen of just, hey, hooking up. Maybe we're together. Maybe we're not. Right.
And also getting back together with your ex and breaking up. Because remember Shawn Mendes and Camila Cabello also got back together after Coachella. And then, it fizzled out so quickly.
Yeah.
So quickly. I just feel like maybe they're finding their comfort in their exes, going back for a little bit.
Right.
And then there's always some little spark though with Irina Shayk and Bradley Cooper.
Always will be.
Always will be. I mean, you're both posting those topless pics. They share a kid together.
I like that, as problematic as this sounds. I like that narrative
Which one?
way more, the Irina Shayk and Bradley Cooper, than the nasty, never want to talk to you again divorce that's going on with Sophie and Joe.
Yeah.
There's something nice but unrealistic about, we have kids together, you'll always be the mother of my children. Like,
Yeah.
there's always going to be some sort of love there. Like I said, problematic because whoever you're seeing next is, I don't think, going to love that. But at the same time, I think that there's something about that says that it's very real, their relationship and their love.
Yeah. Well, because this is an interesting example, but Chloe and Tristan, she has expressed so many times, like, you are the father of my kids. You are going to be in my life forever.
Right.
So I'll do whatever I need to do to make it work. Because in
Right.
the most recent episode of Keeping Up, I always want to call it Keeping Up with the Kardashians.
Don't
but
do that.
The Kardashians. They're talking about how Tristan's been living at her house. And everyone's like, Chloe, why are you letting Tristan live at your house? I don't care if he's had construction on his roof or whatever, but he also did recently lose his mom earlier this year. So
Cut him
she
a
was
break.
like, I'm going to take care of him if he needs me. And Chloe's always been giving like that. But anyways, her whole point was, you're the father of my child. I don't want to have any bad blood between us,
Right.
which I think is very mature, honestly. I think people give Chloe a lot of flack for allowing him in her life because he's broken her trust so many times, and that we can all agree on, but she's keeping her kids as the priority.
Right.
But I think with Irina Shayk and Bradley Cooper, it feels a little bit more flirty than happy co-parenting.
It's those damn pictures.
I know.
They're both so hot, but throwing them up on the gram. We said this though too. Irina Shayk, we talked about before because she was intertwined with Tom Brady for a little while. Gigi Hadid also, obviously, as we know, another in the modeling world.
Yeah.
We had mentioned that it seemed like Giselle and Irina Shayk previously, years ago, did not get along. Something happened along the road. I just wonder what like you said, this circle is small of these celebrities, these superstars. But at the same time, it's like, is there not some, I mean, you know this as well as like all of us do. It's like, number one, if you're friends, you don't really want your friends dating your ex.
Yeah.
But then is it like in the modeling world, like there's not that many great, like big supermodels. So is it not also like, that's the, Gigi Hadid's the supermodel of the moment, and it's like, I was the supermodel, before.
Yeah. Well, I feel like what you're talking about though too it made me think is that Tom Brady and Irina Shayk, I feel like we've said they're not together. I don't think they're dating.
Yeah.
In talking about these relationships with your exes and the mother of your children, I almost wonder too if Giselle wasn't cool with it because like you're saying, we've talked about they didn't have the best relationship. Irina and Giselle, they didn't really like each other. Yeah. Whatever. Irina's been known to be a little bit of a diva.
Right.
I'm sure Giselle has somewhat of a say. I don't want her around.
Right.
And I also think that even though Tom Brady said he didn't have a problem with her relationship with Bradley, I'm sure those pictures make you feel some type of way.
You'd think. But Gigi Hadid, what does she feel about it? We don't know yet.
Gigi Hadid is into the older men because she's been recently linked to Leonardo DiCaprio too. I feel like that's been her most recent ex. Obviously, we know about Zayn Malik. She has her child with him. But other than that, I feel like Leonardo DiCaprio, besides Tyler Cameron for that hot second. But
can we just say though, rewinding the tape, that when they broke up, that
Gigi and Leo?
Zayn.
Oh, yeah.
Like that was like, it's so interesting now that she's been on this kind of older guy trend. When like her and Zayn were the exact same age and were together for so long, had the kids.
Breakup.
That's what I'm saying. Like that was one of those ones where if that thing didn't happen with Yolanda, like how long does that relationship continue? It's so weird you can't go back and look at these different things, but you're also like, what a weird world now that because that happened, we're getting Bradley Cooper and Gigi Hadid coming back for an upstate trip. Yeah. Like it's a weird series of events.
Relationships at their breaking point.
Pushing the mother-in-law.
Yeah. But I will say
physically pushing a woman.
Yeah. That makes sense that one ended. Put hands on my mama. You're out the door too.
Put hands on Mama Kelsey. You're out.
Oh my gosh. Could you imagine?
She'd push back.
She would.
Throw me into a dresser.
But I do like Bradley and Gigi more than her and Leo.
Yeah.
I wasn't feeling that one.
What's your fan level? Are you a stan of Leo?
Not really, no.
Give me young Leo.
I feel like
old Leo.
Oh, obviously young Leo. I mean, Titanic, iconic.
Heartthrob.
He's always going to be an amazing actor, and obviously he has so much talent. But I'm not going to be that 19-year-old model just trying to get with him.
That feels icky.
It just gets a certain point where it's like you don't need to settle down, but like get a little bit more in your age range. Can we?
What feels like people picked up on that was a theme that was happening that makes it feel a little bit uncomfortable, right?
Like, okay, once you turn 26, like I already missed my time with him, so.
Oh, that's why you hate him.
Yeah, that's what it is.
I just think that somehow Cooper has aged so well that I don't like Leonardo DiCaprio still looks great, obviously, but also it's like he hasn't aged as well as Bradley Cooper.
Okay, I wasn't sure if that was true or if I was just looking at through the lenses of Bradley Cooper just is not as disgusting to me, to put it bluntly.
Yeah, I think he just looks better.
Yeah. No, I don't mean look-wise. I just mean what we were talking about. A little bit grimy, knowing Leo's just always on these yachts all the time. I just feel like Bradley seems a little bit more down to earth. He's obviously probably dated a bajillion people too, maybe, but he's been with Irina Shayk, I don't know, and doesn't always go for these very, very young women.
Has longer, more sustained relationships.
Yes.
Okay.
I also just watched A Star Is Born on the flight back. Oh, such a powerful movie, but he's so amazing in that.
Do you purposely pick emotional movies on planes? I've been doing that recently. I don't know why.
Oh, I was like crying on the plane.
Yeah.
I was like, oh,
is it the fact that you're coming back home from a trip that you want to watch kind of an emotional movie or what? I've been doing that too. I don't like it.
I feel like people, if I'm not sleeping, I'm crying on the plane, I guess.
Exactly. If you're not sleeping, you're crying on a plane these days.
I feel like, yeah. Because you're up there all alone and you're just getting your thoughts.
The worst thing is to be alone with your thoughts.
Must put sad movie on.
I don't want to be alone with this. The other thing that's true between Gigi and Bradley is that they both have kids.
Yes.
Which unites them to a certain degree. And like you said, I think that when we're talking about people that have had separations, like they both had, it helps when you both have kids because then at least they're in the same world.
Right.
Of, hey, we're busy. We have a lot of things going on. We have children that we're talking about. Yeah, exactly. And of course, a statement came out. One of our favorite source statements to ever be said. They're just having fun. We're just having fun. She's busy. She got things going on. He's busy. He's got things going on. We're just having fun.
We're all just having fun.
Having fun. That's what I tell people after like 3 years of dating them. We're just having fun.
You probably do.
Sources say.
I swear, if you're Leonardo DiCaprio in 30 years, I'm going to really hate you.
I know. I wouldn't do that.
It's already started.
No. That won't be me. That won't be me. We also don't know what Zayn thinks about this, but he's really been quiet ever since that.
Yeah, who cares what Zayn thinks?
I know. Sad. The only thing in his music, he had that one song released, but I haven't heard anything since. Like,
well, he did the Call Her Daddy podcast, which can you give us a little bit more? But he probably, I don't know. I guess NDAs stop you from a lot.
We'll talk about that later with Dalton. In a fun story. It's disgusting. Kevin Gates was on tour. Also, this tour name, Jonas Brothers had The Tour. Kevin Gates has only The Generals. Aggressive.
And what is also aggressive is what he's doing with his fans. Decides to bring a fan up on stage.
Right. In Portsmouth, Virginia.
Yeah.
She comes up on stage. I really couldn't hear a lot of that conversation.
Yeah.
Did you? Like, it's hard to really.
He essentially was saying, "Are you up for anything?" kind of thing, which
I never want to hear that. I never want to hear that.
That statement is not, well, down for anything. Yep. Sign me up.
I don't know that there's ever going to be a context in my life where I want to hear somebody else say to me, "Are you down for anything?"
No.
I never want to hear that even if I've dated somebody for 10 years, I'm married to them.
No.
You up for anything?
No. I'm not. There are boundaries here. Yeah. I thought maybe there was going to be a lap dance,
right?
Strip tease. Who knows? Anything. I'll take that. But no. He proceeds to pull back her neck.
Set the scene. She's in a chair.
She's in a chair. Yeah. She sits down on the chair. Oh, I thought I said that. Sits down on the chair. He comes up behind her. Her head gets leaned back.
And at this moment, you're thinking exactly what you said. Strip tease.
Yeah, if she's sitting on the chair.
With the chair.
That was kind of a dead giveaway.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Okay, go on.
Or not a dead giveaway because we're wrong. And he, what's it called? Gets up a loogie.
Hawks a loogie.
And spits it right into her mouth. And she swallows, no problem. Like a champ, like it was a shot or something. It was disgusting. It was so painful to watch.
What would you do in that situation?
I mean, I wouldn't have. The second I saw spit coming in my mouth, I feel like,
because it wasn't a quick spit.
No.
When you watch the video, we'll put it in there. It's like a glob, like like you can see it forming and happening.
I'm almost speechless because it was just so nasty.
If I knew you and this was happening, what I think would happen is, okay, maybe if they tilted your head back, you might think, oh, maybe I'm getting a shot.
Yeah.
And you're like, and you'd be like, yeah, that's chill. I'd be like, that's chill. As soon as you saw the spit thing happening, I know you would have bailed. Yeah. You would have literally like ducked out of the way and be like, oh, hell no. And like got off the stage.
No, thanks. I wouldn't even do that for someone where I was like, oh yeah, this is my top celebrity that I'm thinking like, oh, Bieber's gonna spit in my mouth. Like, no.
Okay, that's saying a lot.
No.
I'm just saying that's okay.
That is full saliva. Like,
for you, Bieber that's where we draw. I'm saying, like, if you wouldn't let Bieber do it, then
I've been mad
it would
at
not
him,
happen.
but still.
Yeah.
Mad at him. I take all of these relationships very personally.
I know.
Yeah, no, that was really nasty though. I don't know.
I don't condone it.
I don't either. I don't know how she could have gotten out of it. I also feel like there's a part of you, once you're already in it, you kind of have to just be like, yep, I did that. Own it.
You have to own it now.
Yeah, she's already committed to being up for anything.
Own it.
The spit came and she was like, here we go. I'm going to swallow it and just end this as quickly as possible. And then she's like, hey.
I would say,
you know,
I want to get more feedback though from people on, I don't think we're in the minority, but maybe we are on ducking out of that. I would like to believe that most people would duck out of that, but maybe like you said, you're on stage, you're in the situation, there's so much hype building around you, you just do it.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like when somebody challenges you to something, it's almost like a challenge. I think that's the only point in time where I would take that on.
I would feel so gross when I got back to my seat.
Yeah. But making out, I mean, you're sharing saliva, sharing spit. If you really think about it.
Yeah, but we're making out. They're not spitting on me.
Hey, people are into that.
That's reserved for way later.
I don't want to know your shit.
Here's the thing. I'm actually selling my Kevin Gates ticket now. No.
Thank goodness. There's also golden showers. At least that didn't happen.
Yeah, on stage, that would have been psychotic. That's against the law. Oh my God. To pee on people in front of other people? This isn't Amsterdam.
God, I hope not. Who knows? People are doing crazy things at concerts these days.
This isn't a Lizzo.
Oh gosh.
Bananas.
Serious subject.
Speaking of, though.
What? Spitting?
No, I was going to say
out,
nude.
Sharing spit?
Like bars.
Okay.
Jumbo's Clown Room.
I know. Have you been there? You seem to know a lot about it.
I've never been there, but I know about it. I know of it.
For later in the night. But it's a bikini bar? It's not a strip club.
No, it's
this is a place in LA.
It's kind of like a topless.
Okay, topless
bar.
Okay.
Honestly.
Okay, I don't know if I have a thing that I can compare this to, but I'm ready.
Rocco's West Hollywood. Not West Hollywood version.
So there's dancers.
Yes.
Okay.
Scantily clad.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
But I've heard it's a fun time.
You've heard. Okay.
I've never been there. I honestly haven't.
Who was there?
Dalton Gomez was there in LA, which basically, if you don't remember, he was the one that was married to Ariana Grande.
If we don't remember, yeah.
Of course we remember.
They just finalized their divorce on Friday.
How long were they married again?
They were,
wasn't it like 4 years?
No.
2 years?
Only like 2. Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah.
It
was a quick relationship. You know how Ariana Grande goes. Fall in love quick, move on quick.
Marriage.
Next, wreck another marriage.
Yeah.
Wreck another relationship.
But either way, he was seen kissing another actress, Micah Monroe. Mm-hmm. She's in other things. Look her up if you haven't seen her from. Yeah. The one thing I remember her from was Hot Summer Nights with Timothy Chalamet.
Okay.
A long time ago. Yeah. But they were seen there after their divorce only finalized this past Friday, right?
Yeah, on Friday.
So getting after it, celebrating.
As he should be, honestly.
Dalton.
I don't know who cheated first or if there was any cheating at all, but we've seen Ariana Grande out with her co-star from Wicked, Ethan Slater. Yeah. We talked about it. Their first public outing was when they went to Disney together.
Yeah.
So they don't seem to have a care in the world. So I feel like Dalton's like, okay, well then why am I hiding people that I'm dating? Yeah. I feel like he's been seeing her for a while too. Maybe almost the same amount of time. Yeah.
Can I just say, the guy's a good looking guy. He does real estate.
He's a good looking guy.
But he's a normal guy. He's not, a celebrity. But I do think that I don't know how you get connected in this way, but once you date, or in this case, get married to somebody of that status, you really do enter into a different dating pool.
Yeah.
And him, a real estate agent, kissing or seeing another actress, I'm like,
he's also a real estate agent in LA, probably selling some luxury properties to some high profile people too.
High profile clients. Mm-hmm. I get that. This isn't selling Sunset though. I mean, but those people did well.
Yeah. But yeah, they're both moving on. And yeah, with their divorce though, we can just touch on a few points there.
Yeah.
He got a huge payout, which I don't think is very huge, but he got
considering
about 1 million, a little bit over 1 million. And that's so that way she doesn't have to do the spousal, what's it called? Spousal support payments.
Like alimony, right?
Alimony.
Right. When you get divorced, you have to pay a monthly stipend.
Yeah.
But I also
because essentially that's because if you're not making the same amount of salary, you're almost supposed to make it seem as if you have the same lifestyle as you had when you were married.
Right.
Until you end up with another person. So like once Dalton marries someone else, that would be when the spousal support or the alimony would end. But they decided not to have that. That was agreed upon in their prenup.
I like that.
And he would get some sort of payout. I think they were trying to figure out the logistics of how much it would be.
Right.
But then they came down to like 1.2 million.
Is there any part
and attorney fees, which is nice. Dalton is just kind of walking away with some money.
You would never get divorced, obviously. But
I mean, you never know.
Okay. But if you did, I think that it says something about a person that when they, especially if you're operating on your own, like you have your full-time job as well, that they don't require you to, like, obviously he settled for $1 million, not a bad day at all. But at the same time, it's like he's not like clinging on to Ariana Grande. Like, I don't know if you remember Kelly Clarkson's husband was like literally like, oh, you have to keep paying me. Like would like ask her for like $500,000 a month, which just to be able to say like, hey, like, let's just settle on this amount and like be one-time payment and be done with it. I like that a lot better than for the rest of your life until you get married again, being like, oh, you owe me. Mm-hmm. I don't know. It feels good to me that
Kelly's ex was just terrible. Greedy and was just like very toxic. So, but you do see that. I think once that relationship ends, you kind of are grasping onto straws and it's like, I'm going to make you pay for however reason. Why did this end so badly? And it's like this weird nastiness that these big divorces sometimes turn into.
Right.
So you're so right though. It's nice to see they've decided to end it, whether it was amicable or not. I don't know, but they were able to settle it.
Yeah.
And seem to be okay. Yeah, there's some other terms too. They just they have to sell the home that they got married in. No photos or videos can be made out to the public. So whatever's been shared already, that same kissing photo that we've seen a million times, because we really don't have that many images of them besides what was ever on their Instagram, which has been scrubbed for the most part. So all of that has to remain private, which I think is fair.
Right.
And then no writing a tell-all book, and neither of them can do that, and no public interviews that give any sort of detail about their relationship.
The fact that I have yet to say that, like I don't have that in the clauses of the people that I've dated. Ugh. When I read that statement, I'm like, I need to add that into my...
Pencil that in.
Right.
Well, we're seeing it so much more. Britney Spears is coming out with one. I feel like so many people have written books in the past. And then Julia Fox is now airing all this stuff about Kanye. So it seems to be something you have to think about now. The thing to do.
And that's what I'm saying. We can't be having a bunch of tell-all books about me. That'll get dry quick, you know?
I don't know. It seems like it'd be pretty juicy.
You know everything in it. You'd be like, tell all the who.
Keep turning.
I know everything. Speaking of telling all, though, Rachel Bilson, who has her own podcast, had some interesting takes this past week's episode, right? Mm-hmm. What was she like? Her big thing was a CW show, right?
Yeah.
She's been in a bunch of other things. She was like in Castle,
OC.
Right? Yeah.
She's been in a ton of different things.
Yeah.
But she has her podcast now, Broad Ideas with Rachel.
Hate that.
She's, I guess you can say, been notorious for talking about her sex life. She's very open about it.
The sex forward. That's become a thing. Remember? That's like a whole thing right now.
Yeah, I know. I'm agreeing. I thought you were about to say more. Okay. No. I was giving you a pause there. So she's been talking about it. And recently on one of her podcasts, she was talking about, this might sound really judgmental. And she has a lot of disclaimers to it, but she still says, I think it's really weird if a man is single and he's in his 40s and he's only had 4 sexual partners. And then she kind of does the disclaimers. Okay, maybe there's some ways we can let this go if he's been in a super long-term relationship and is just now recently single. But for the most part, she thinks it's odd.
Yeah, I mean, I think I don't know. I mean, I just think that if you've only had 4 partners, like, red flag maybe, but also, like, take it easy on them. They've only had 4 partners.
I personally hate this take because it's so frustrating, because all this time women are like, don't judge us on our body count. Men get to sleep with as many people as they want, and women have to hide their body count, stay below 10 or you're a slut. And then now this guy is being respectable, is taking his time and only having sex with 4 people, and she's shitting on him. Like, shoot. I don't know. I didn't really love it.
There's no right.
I didn't really love it. People should just sleep with as many people as they want to, whether it's little or it's a lot, and that can be their own decision that they want to make.
Heard.
Yeah.
What's the right number though?
Hey, almost got me. I mean, I get it. People have different preferences, sure, and that's totally okay too. Yeah. But for her just to talk about that, I just feel like you're kind of going against some things. But
was she married to or had dated Bill Hader recently?
She recently dated Bill Hader, but she was on and off for 10 years with Hayden for
Christensen.
Yeah.
Who was famously, obviously, the Star Wars, as Anakin or Luke Skywalker. And they have a kid together. Yeah. Most recently, though, she was dating, I guess she's probably dated someone since then, because it was March of last year when she was dating Bill Hader. But even that, she was just saying, she was like, I'm going to miss that actor's big dick when they broke up. So he's the Pete Davidson. All these comedians are just gifted with the big D energy. Just be funny.
Just being funny.
Yeah, I don't know. This was such a weird take. I don't judge. I don't judge on the body count.
Do you ask people like that you're dating about their body count?
No.
Oh, really? You don't? Okay.
Do you?
I feel like
it comes up.
Sometimes it'll just naturally come up, but it's not something that I ask on a first date by any means.
Something I worry about, maybe it would come up, would be if you're like, for example, where we live is LA, but it's also small, like on the west side.
Yeah.
If somebody knows everyone, then you start to get a little bit nervous. You know what I mean?
You're like, how well do you know him? Well, is that what you mean?
Yeah. Like if this person knows everyone, then you start to be like, like a lot of people, like, how do you know them? Like, are you friends with all these people? And it's like, okay, that's fine. I just feel like that's when it gets a little bit strange. If in the proximity of your daily life, past partners are like intertwined, like intersecting in your daily life. I'm like, okay, this is a little bit much. Versus if you're never like, these people don't matter or anything like that, I'm like,
and you never see them frequently. Yeah. It's kind of that red flag that we were talking about. If you're keeping these people in your life or you're constantly running into them, I think it makes it a little bit harder to separate it. Oh, and also harder for your partner. I feel like I would feel uncomfortable if the person that I was with and then he's slept with the entire room that we keep going out with every single weekend.
Right.
That's more the issue I have.
You're going out on a date. If someone's doing this constantly, like, oh my God, like that's somebody I slept with. Yeah. Like, Jesus, like, take it easy, and like, why did they all end poorly? Well,
we don't know what the relationship was. It could have just been that one time.
Yeah. But typically, I don't know. I feel like most people aren't super pumped about, oh, that one time, never heard from them again. Mm-hmm. That doesn't usually get a great rep when you're out in restaurants. Oh, you never called me back. That's so strange. You're like, what? Oh my God. I don't think I ever got your number. Was that?
I think I lost your number actually. My phone got stolen.
Yeah. Lost all. Don't you have an iPhone? Yeah. iCloud was messed up that night.
Hey, sometimes you don't back up your phone. You can lose a lot. I still back up my phone and I still lost a bunch of contacts.
You know what you don't lose? The memories.
Never lose the memories.
I think that pretty much wraps it up this week, right?
Yes, it does. Thanks for listening. More updates on Instagram, TikTok, at Playing Telephone, and full episodes on YouTube.
Thanks for listening.
Bye.
Bye.